just buy a new one? Buying new all the time is just not going to end well.
Aye, the old Dominator works away just fine, so she does.
What's happening, folks? It's DrewTube, and I'm back again today, and I am baling again. Finally, I was driving the combine in my last video. That didn't go too well for me. But that's I was doing baling. That went well for me. So I'm back in the baler. But I don't think that's the reason I'm on the baler. I think it's just because Dad's available. So he's going to drive his baby, and that is absolutely fine. Although he did hit a stone earlier today.
So Dad had hit a stone and it had bent the whole front of the table up. So some minor adjustments with a hammer and Manitou power. And she's back to being usable ish. Now I need to replace some of these fingers and one blade, and then need to try and get the blades, well, that one back in between the teeth, and Joe will get a good one.
And we've just re-straightened the knife bed. We used the forklift and just kind of pushed it down a bit, and aye, smashing. It's back working again, so that's ideal. I don't know, I've not heard from him, so that must mean it's going okay. Oh. The dog was on the chair, slammed on the brakes, and he fell out. You see? What are you saying? Aye, so we're getting there now with the harvest. He's in a wee field up the road, he's nearly done it, and then I think there's about 25 roughly acres left down the road, so aye, that'll be good to get that done. So I'll have to stop shortly to help him move, and but I'll be horsing on with the baling because the grass that was in this straw has dried out to a crisp, so I'm now actually able to bale it properly, so that's ideal, because I had to stop over there and the rain was coming, so I baled what I could until I found grassier bits, and then the rain happened, and then that was that. So aye, finally able to get going again, and then I'll catch up with my bruising at some point. Doug's finding it warm today, so am I. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. What was I going to say there? Aye, I get a lot of comments on my videos, and I don't understand why. Well, it's between YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Anytime something breaks down and I record it and put it on, get a lot of comments from folks saying, why don't you just buy a new one? Because every time something breaks down and you buy a new one, you wouldn't have a farm. The bruiser, every time it breaks down, well, if we bought a new bruiser when it broke down, that would cost us 60 grand. The feeder wagon, if that broke down, that would cost us is it 35 grand that was quoted. We're not doing that. We have to keep second-hand machines going because that's the way our farm works. Combine, because we're not doing that much, you're only doing your own 100 acres or so, and then a couple of bits here and there if we're asked. It's not really worth us getting a new combine at $250,000. You know, why would you? The headers you get on these combines now are worth more than our whole combine. So we're going to keep it going for as long as we can. The chopper, folk ask why we do all our own silage. So we've got the chopper, the mowers, all the equipment. We've had the chopper for 20 years, so it's bought and paid for. It doesn't really give us that much hassle in the grand scheme of things. So it's in our best interest to keep that thing moving because it is a good machine. It does have small bothers here and there, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not giving us that much hassle. So just look after it, replace bits as they break, and aye. The big M, aye, it does have its bollers, but we bought that and it cost less than buying triple mowers. I think it would actually cost less than double mowers, and then it's got an engine on it, so when it's going, it really drops the grass. I'm not going to try and justify it too much, because sometimes I swear about it like hell, but it is a machine to cut the grass if we can keep it going. So hopefully we'll get there with ironing the problems out. It's one of the things, you need to learn the machine, and I think we're getting there with it. Then you've got the rake, and then you've got the butt rake and whatnot. It's just standard other equipment really. But aye, that's basically why we do have all our own stuff, because it's second hand. It's older equipment. Well, saying that, the baler here, it's probably one of the newest bits of equipment we've got. But it was a really good deal. It's hard to pass up. So aye, there is moments you will buy better bits of equipment, although buying new all the time is just not going to end well, you know. And at the moment we've got that big shed going up, and that is a major investment, and that is without any of the internals yet. So, but that's going to be a huge investment, and they end up, so basically the idea is to put cubicles in it and make it our dairy house, but it's going to take a while for it. I think we're going to need to work away at it and add bits on here and there. Aye, we're going to be working away at that, because it's going to cost us a lot, but hopefully we'll do it right and we'll do it good, and it'll be a really good dairy house. But at the moment I dare say there's going to be straw in it, fertiliser, machinery, cubicles, cows, you name it. I think that's just going to be the way it is until such a time as we decide just to go balls out and invest in everything that we need. But that's just the way it is. You just have to work away with what you've got for the moment. We worked away with what we had in the middle of where that's supposed to be, with the old Dutch barn, the lean-to, and then the old cubicle shed for the heifers for the bull. But aye, they were gubbed, so this is the next stage for our farm. So aye, that's the way it is.
So as I was saying earlier, all the shed roof arrived, so I think tomorrow onwards they're going to be rattling it all up and then get the roof sheets on. But aye, they're painted, not galvanised, so hopefully in my lifetime they'll be alright, as long as farming goes alright. I mean, quite hopeful that it'll all go well, but aye, hopefully these painted steel beams will be alright. Quite the pile of gear we've got arrived at the moment. It's a hell of a wood and a hell of a beams. Eh, what are you looking for? What do you think you're going to find? Exciting dog, exciting, isn't it? Aye, all the poles are in, all the bracing as well. Yeah, beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. Yeah, that's what you want to see. So here we are, last field. In there, got my trailer there. Dad had come down the field with the combine. That's another tree less. Big Dominators on our way. Last 25 acres. Whoa, that was tight. Sometimes you wonder if he forgets about the tail swing. Beautiful stuff. Looks a good crop. on anyway. Here we go. Sounds rough, doesn't it? I think that's more to do with what happened earlier to it. I'm about to get covered in stour here. Ugh. Surely it's not broke already. Ah, what's happened? Right, we're away. You'll see the mound of soil there. He drove straight into a lump. So we're away. See the chaff getting separated under there, and then the straw coming out the back. His skirt fell off earlier in the first field, so back to that. He put a East Coast Viners cake bag over the back for one of the years it was really windy. Stop it blowing all over the field, because it was blowing from one row into the other, but that's it back to looking a bit tidier. But the old Dominator works away just fine, so she does. I am now also aware I'm in a bit that folk actually come here and walk around, so they're probably looking at me right now going, what the f is he doing talking to himself? If you don't know, this is Drew's farming life, so you can get to f***, you silly hoorsies. I remember sowing this field. I remember sowing all the fields, to be honest, but beautiful. There's a patch over there somewhere that I remember running out of seed with, but I think that I did it right and came back down, auto steered back up it, and yeah, all grew back in just fine, so that was bra. Aye. Beautiful stuff. Good to see this. Good to see the end is in sight. I maybe shouldn't say too much. But right, I'm going to dump this trailer and head home and get baling again, and hopefully all goes well. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I hope that's enough footage for the day. So, thanks all for watching. We'll see you all next time, I suppose. This is Drew's Farming Life, but it should really be DrewTube, I think. But niftier, so it is. I'll wait for a biscuit.